Electric car owners have the higher owner satisfaction rating of all car owners. But despite this, drivers reported significant reliability issues with their electric vehicles. A report published in 2022 concluded that electric SUVs were the least reliable cars at the road. However, year-on-year data suggests that there are still reliability issues with electric vehicles, and it is improving. And what about now, after 3 years? Are these myths still true? Make sure to stick around to the end of this video to find out if this whole concept of environment saving really works at all, or if it's just another marketing ploy tied to ecology. Here are the 10 major problems associated with electric cars. First one, it's a charging point issue. So, the reliability and affordability of charging point is still on question. For example, if you are going to travel by electric car to Italy, it could be very hard because you need a proprietary application, or in some charging points you need special card, but you even couldn't know about this. Other thing that I was watching at some charging points, that when you come to charge your car, the handle could be damaged by somebody, and I think this happens because these charging stations are without people, I mean no personal stuff on it, and that's why some bad people could damage it. Next one, my favorite, unpredictable driving range. And while car manufacturers still guarantee particular range, real-world conditions are differs, and it really depends on your driving habits and the environment. For example, if you're driving in cold weather, turning on your heating is significantly consuming the energy and drain your battery. And I have a story from my life. It was early 2017 when electrical cars just appeared on the market, and I was interested to try what is it, because it was completely new word in car world. I ordered a taxi, Hyundai Ioniq. I think it was the first, maybe second year it was appeared on the market. It was winter, it was maybe -5 outside. And when taxi driver comes and we sat in, first thing that just I noticed was fog inside all the windows in his car. Then we started moving, and after 5 minutes I realized there is no heating in the car, you know? I was asking him, so could you please turn on the heating? And he said, sorry, but my range would significantly reduce if I do that. But I said, but it's cold. He was wear like a hat, very warm hat inside the car. Just imagine, it's ridiculous, really. He said to me that, oh no bro, it's warm inside, it's just your feeling. It was really strange for me, and during all the trip I see that he don't want to turn on additional electric consumers. This trip showed me that electric car has some problems, because when you try to turn on some additional electric equipment, it could cost you kilometers. Battery degradation. Over time, the batteries of electric vehicles tends to degrade, and it results in low mileage and reduced efficiency, of course. And now I'm gonna tell you why the batteries are wearing out. First of all, every time you charge and use your battery, it gets a little bit worse. If you do this often, especially when you drain the battery completely, it wears out faster. It works pretty much the same as your smartphone. Secondly, really hot or cold temperatures also can damage your battery. If it is too cold, the battery freezes and holds the charge less. Next one, fast charging is convenient, but it makes the battery heat up more and age faster if you use it a lot. Another thing is keeping the battery fully charged for a long time. It's better not to do that, because it stresses the battery and makes it wear out quicker. Next one, if you want to recharge your battery and it is completely low, it's also harmful for it. It can work harder and overheating. And if you do not use your battery for a long time, it still degrades over time because of chemical reactions inside. So, in general, to summarize, you need to keep very balanced to keep your battery in good running condition. Let's go back to major problems, and the fourth one is high repair costs. As electrical vehicles is still new in car world, there is a lack of mechanic to repair it, and this leads to high cost of repair. I give you an example which happens in our story. So we bought a Tesla. Model 3 and it was not running, even the tablet didn't turn on. We think that there might a problem with the battery, but when we put it to a charger, nothing happens at all. Then the only deal was to go to the authorized car dealership, because when we tried to find some mechanic or some electric, they said only to car dealership. So just give you brief digits about the diagnostic and the repairs. So the diagnostic cost to us around 1,500 pounds. The problem was with electronic blocks. I don't know which one and how many they cost, but replacement of it can be done only on authorized Tesla service. And in general, diagnostic plus repair costs for us around 5,000 pounds. Just imagine that. Limited long-term reliability data. So as electric vehicles are new on car market and they are spent not so much years after they were produced, we don't know how they will behave after 10 years of usage and what problems could be with them. Of course, there are already some data about this, but it's still not enough to make a good conclusion. Next one is risk of battery failure. To be honest, it's rare cases, but still can be. For example, many people think that there is a risk of fire because of battery malfunction. But to be honest, it's also a really rare case. And statistics shows us that it is only one case per 12 million. That is less in comparison to gasoline engines. 7. Resale value concerns. And it is one of the most problems that exist on the market, because people still not trust to use electric vehicles because they don't know what are consequences of it and what to expect. The data shows us that electric vehicles lose up to 50% of its initial costs. The insurance of electric vehicles is higher than conventional cars because of higher repair costs, and insurance company don't know what to expect from them. High initial purchase price. For example, if you wanted to buy an electric car like a Tesla Model 3, it would cost you roughly 40 grand. And what you can buy at the same price, let's say, for gasoline engine. I give you an example with BMW Model 3. You can buy it for maybe 35 and 40 grand with very good pack. And which car would you choose? Tesla Model 3 or BMW 3 for the same price? Write in comments. And last very important point for some people is environmental concept. While driving electric vehicles in the city, of course, it's environment saving in comparison to gasoline cars. But if we are going back to factory and remember that the battery is produced with consuming important minerals, consuming energy and make some pollutions in the air, and in turn this means that electrical vehicles are not so eco-friendly as we thought. It is more a marketing ploy. Now we counted all 10 major problems with electric vehicles, and this can help you to make a fair choice. Thank you so much for watching. My name is still Andrew. Like, subscribe to watch more about car market in England and across the globe.